Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Grounded. We're going to be doing a little bit something different now. We did the update news and everything from the PAX East stream that they did yesterday, considering the new update, Bugs Strike Back. What I wanted to do is just kind of dive back into it and kind of point out some different things that I saw. Now, some of this may be coming in the update, may be in the PTS, and some of it might just be what they have in their dev world right now. But I just wanted to break down and pick out some little things that we maybe caught in the corner of our eye, and then break down some of the armor upgrades and stuff like that a little bit more. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So we have the stream right here. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description to where you guys can watch this because it was on Twitch. So maybe a lot of you guys don't have Twitch. You can catch some of it here, but if you do, then you can go ahead and watch it on there. You don't have to sign up or anything. You can watch it on the internet. So let's jump into it.
Coming into the next update.
So I want to mute it here, but one of the things they talk about, obviously, I'm just going to be skipping around here a little bit, is naming the chests, obviously, with your icons and everything too. So not only just with the icons, but you can also name your chests, which will make it a lot easier. And then later on down the road too in the stream, they also mentioned naming your save files, which is something super useful, especially for someone like me who has a lot of different worlds just from playing the game. Then I kind of know which world is which instead of trying to guess and then not accidentally deleting one or something like that. So I want to jump ahead a little bit here. So they're naming the boxes here.
Welcome. Rocks. There you go.
Once we get into the armor here, I want to do kind of a deeper breakdown on that.
I think we're.
So what they've shown here, this is interesting right here. Because I know I did cover it. I just talked a little bit about armor upgrades and stuff. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into it. So it looks like right here, you can see level 1 through 5 is going to be stylish. That's the name they have for them. So we can go back a little bit. So you see here, it's starting level 0 normal, and they only show off the termite chest and the ladybug armor here. But you get into it, what kind of pieces that's going to require. So obviously, first thing we notice is it's going to be done at the smithing station. Now, if we get a different armor upgrade station to come later, that's a possibility. But for right now, it's going to be at the smithing station. So you see starting at level 0 normal.
We could look at that termite.
And you can see right there, the first thing it's going to be require right in the middle here, if you look at grub leather plates. So we have grub leather plates, there's going to be berry leather plates, and then I believe pupa leather plates. So just check it out here. You can see enhancement, level 1 stylish. Current effects at level 0 is going to be 0 defense and 0 durability. Now, once you go up to level 5, it's going to be increased durability and defense. You can see right up here in the right here. Plus 5% for each level. So level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25% of defense and durability. And that's these grub leathers for level 1 are going to be 2, and then it's going to double up to level 5. So level 2 is going to be 4, level 3 is going to be 8, level 4 is going to be 16, and then level 5 is going to require 32. Now again, this isn't something set in stone, but it's just something I noticed right here. So as you can see when he starts upgrading it.
You can upgrade to the sleek upgrade. And,
so you have the two different options here. You have bulky and sleek. So bulky, what it looks like is just going to increase your defense and durability by 10% at level 6. And again, we can see right here, berry leather plate. So these take 5 to go from level 5 to level 6. And I'm assuming these are going to double too, maybe at level 8. So 6, 7, and 8. So it's going to be 5, 10, and maybe 20 berry leather plates. And if you go bulky right here, like he's showing, you see the base defense is plus 25%, and that's from level 1 to 5. And then the enhanced effects over here is going to be plus 35%. So 10% increase for level 5 to level 6.
It procs like a dust cloud.
And then this is what he's talking about right here. So if you go down sleek, you're only going to get that 5% increased defense and durability. But you're going to have this dust cloud enhancement, I guess you want to say, proc on it, which is going to have a chance to proc a dust cloud towards the insects.
So if you get hit, you can have a chance.
And I'm guessing that's just going to be similar to like what the dust mites do. So it might slow them down. It's going to lower their durability or something like that. Lower their attack speed and stuff.
Spawn a dust cloud on the bugs.
So yeah, at level 6, you have the option to make it sleek versus bulky. And all the sleek upgrades are all unique to every armor.
So right there, that's interesting. So all the sleek upgrades are unique to the armor. So you're going to have probably one for each kind of armor. Koi armor, ladybug armor. I don't know what they're going to be doing with, like, if we have acorn armor or the grub armor and stuff like that. But some of these you'll notice. So
has done a great
once they get to the ladybug armor, you're going to see that it's going to increase your healing. And that's something too. So each armor piece, when you go to level 6 and 7, similar to your weapons, once you choose that path, it becomes locked into that path. So if you choose sleek, that set of armor is going to stay at sleek. If you choose bulky, it's going to stay at bulky.
Every armor set, and it just adds a level of customizable.
And see right here, when he goes level 6 and 7, require the berry leather. And once we get to level 8 right here, now it requires the pupil leather plates. Now I don't know how we're going to make those pupil leather plates. Maybe in the smithing station itself, or maybe you're going to have to use the oven for that. We don't know that yet.
You know, for your character, for different play styles. So we have a dust cloud, and that's on proc. We also have,
see, so that's going to have a chance to proc, and again, we don't know the exact chances.
So you get more healing, and who doesn't love that?
So again, going down the ladybug armor, you can see it increasing there, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So this one's interesting. It's not going to increase your healing. It's going to increase the healing that you receive. So if that comes from somebody else healing you, is that going to increase the healing you receive as well? Something to think about. But again, the 5% for going down the sleek, because you're going to receive this added bonus right here, as opposed to going bulky where you would get that plus 10%. So I think that's it for the armor upgrades. Now going into some of the other things right here that I've noticed, if you look at the UI down here, or not the UI, I guess the HUD, you see the armor HUD is a little bit different here. So it's just the straight lines now. Just something that I noticed. And we'll see some things too. If we get over here on the zip line, they point out some things, and you'll notice if you look up in the top right corner, like up here, there are some additions. Now, they did say there were going to be some changes to the upper yard, and that's what I kind of focused on here, looking out for some of those different things.
So we're heading over to the.
So he's going to look over to the right a little bit here. You'll be able to see this up here. If you can barely see it, it's going to be a looks like a pot with a big old bush in it, like a mini hedge plant. So that's going to be some addition possibly that comes in this update. When he looks over at the shed a little bit off to the right, you can see what looks like cinder blocks. Now, we've noticed that in one of the previous trailers, so it's not guaranteeing that it's going to happen in this update, but it is just something to look out, because they did say, as I just stated, that there's going to be some changes to the upper yard. But so a lot of this is obviously stuff that they pointed out, the peeper mode, where you can peep the insects to get cards from them. And you notice here, I thought this was interesting. So some of these ants aren't actually attacking the players, and that's what he was talking about, where they kind of prioritize whether they're going to attack you or attack the base. So you can see this one right down here. This black ant is actually attacking the structure that they've built here. Now right here, you want to look at this. This is going to be the thing that's building up. So once this hits the max, then you basically win the fight. And then the way to lose is this is the mixer overdrives, or the mixer's health bar. So if the insects start beating this up and it gets down to 0, then you basically lose the fight. And that's where he talks about you'll have to repair it to redo it. One thing I noticed, so when they do beat this, we'll kind of skip ahead here if we can. They talked about rewards for it.
Like this. We're finally safe.
See if we go back here a little bit.
We did it.
So that's the mutation guard dog, which he said in the Q&A, he mentioned that it's going to help you defend the base. Now, I don't know how that's going to work, but just something right there. And you can see 1 of 3. And then later, when he's showing off the wolf spiders, you also see mutation detected Mithridatism, 1 of 3. So we're obviously going to get Mithridatism phases. So you're going to have phase 1, 2, and 3 for Mithridatism. Now, I don't know if that's going to increase your poison resistance, or if that's going to be maybe you have a resistance against the fungal or the infection as well. So something to look out for on that too once we check out the update in PTS.
Man,
They broke it.
Well, you look here, so they won the fight,
I think we,
and one of them is going to jump up here and get the reward, and you can hear it.
That was our first win,
So it looks like the reward for completing these is just raw science. So hopefully that changes, because getting more raw science
and you'll fight some spiders down there.
is kind of a letdown for
There's
this.
one in the sandbox, which I think that one's pretty interesting because it's really tough to do that during the day.
So that's all it is. He got 2,000 raw
in the
science.
sandbox to build a base.
So unless we have something else to spend that raw science on, that's kind of a letdown. And another question I have is, are we going to be able to redo these, or once we complete it, is that just done and over with? Do we get something for completing all 5 of them? Because they mentioned there's one going to be in the starting area, the upper yard here, the hedge, the haze, and the sandbox, for as far as we know right now.
And there's one in the haze.
as he's just saying. And this is where he's talking about in the custom game settings. You can pretty much change all of these except for a couple of them. He says that later in the video.
But it's
I want to jump ahead a little bit. So these are the cards, and you see this one is gold. And if we go back to, I think they jump back to the Black Soldier Ant. So breaking down the cards here, what you can see is it's going to show you the weaknesses. So it's weakness, stabbing, and spicy, resistance, chopping, fresh, and slashing, weak points. So this was discovered by a few other people recently that all the insects have weak points. So if you hit them in that weak point, you're going to do significantly more damage than you would if you just hit them somewhere else. And then it's going to give you other stuff. So each one is going to be ranked on a tier. And it looks like right now we have 34 total. But this one is showing you that the black ants are angry. So I'm guessing that's going to mean they're aggressive. Like you have aggressive insects and passive insects, as well as the mosquito. That one shows as angry as well. But you've got what looks like a health bar over here. So maybe that's tier 2. That's going to say they have that much health or something. The number that you've killed. And then down here, it's going to give you a basic generalization of where they are, where you can find these insects. So guards area with high human-made resources and their home, the Black Ant Hill. So that's talking about, you know, human-made resources where there's food and stuff like that. Over by the garbage heap, can drop black ant head, black ant mandibles, and black ant part on death.
What weapons to use against.
And then he talks about where there's the gold cards, which are going to have a 10% chance to drop. And then he mentions there's going to be rewards for completing the collection. So we don't know what that is right now. Maybe it's just a reward. Maybe it could just be something as an achievement or something, which would be really underwhelming.
And look at some other new things.
Yeah, we could do that.
So they do mention the durability right here. Oh, that's what I wanted to point out right here as well.
Yeah, I gotta go find.
So when they finish up here, right here, so one of the things I noticed was like a lot of the demolition or destruction caused from these fights is going to have a ton of resources all over the place. You look down right here, what you can do now, instead of picking these up and throwing them or picking them up and taking them to the grinder to grind them up, you can literally just hold X and you can destroy these, trash these on site right there.
You can't do that to us.
Look at that.
So you look at that, he's sitting here just destroying all these resources,
Dozens of us.
which is cool. So, you know, to help your frame rate and the lag and stuff like that. Something interesting there. We go back a little bit. Here he's going to peep this bee right here.
Big changes to how standard.
So it looks like you're able to use the peep on the insects while they're alive, and that's just going to give you the card. But to get the gold cards, I guess, to you know, complete your collection of all gold cards, you have to kill them and scan them that way.
Stamina now.
But I want to get to this right here. You look right here. Red ants want you gone. Now this is where he's talking about where there are faction-based defenses for your bases. So apparently, it's what I'm assuming here is that they've killed a lot of red ants, and now the red ants are saying they want you gone. So now red ants, whether they be soldier and worker ants or whatever, are going to be aggressive with you when you go to their location, or they're going to be the ones that start coming in and attacking your bases. And we talked about that too. One of the things, because a lot of people have multiple bases, right? So where are the insects going to attack? Now I have two theories on this. One is they're going to go to the base where you are at. So if you're going to this area, that's where they're going to be. Or what I'm thinking is more likely is where your respawn point is set. That's going to be where you're where they're going to go to. So if they know that that's your respawn point, you're obviously going to go back there at some point, whether you die or just go back there to restock or something. That's where the insects are going to go. Not guaranteed. That's just my theory. That's my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think there's gonna have to be careful at that point because you.
So he touches on the stamina here a little bit. And this is where he talks about when you run out of stamina. Now, stamina is not completely changed. It's literally just changed for combat. So he's saying all the attacks for combat, like your durability that costs a lot, are going to be cut in half, basically. Not your durability when you're running and you run out and stuff like that. Or your stamina, not your stamina when you're running around and stuff. But watch the stamina bar here as it runs out. There's a slight delay when it is completely emptied before it refills again.
And that just means that you have to kind of watch out what you're doing, but it makes it so you can basically fight a lot more, and you're not kind of at that.
You see that? It's basically like a 3-second delay if you completely drain your stamina.
Really awesome and positive.
So some of the other things, like right here, he talks about this charcoal torch.
This torch is actually better than the original. It's got a wider radius.
Wire radius, so it's going to light brighter, and you can actually repair it, so you're not constantly just making torches.
One of the ingredients is charcoal, so you have to.
But he does say obviously it requires charcoal.
Peak performance.
So this is our.
And then one of the other ones right here.
A new item. This is our charcoal canteen, and I'd think this is a pretty cool game changer. You're stuck.
So the charcoal canteen right here, as he's talking about, is something that I talked about in my video yesterday. It's where it's going to be where you can purify the dirty water, so you can go scoop up the dirty water and then drink it that way. Now, I don't know if it's going to have the same effects as drinking normal water or the dew or anything, or soda or juice, or if it's going to have a different amount that it's going to refill your hydration. But something cool. This is the, what is it, the Advanced Systems Library or something like that they talk about. That's at each research station.
So we open that up. There's basically the Burgle stuff.
So basically everything that you do at Burgle previously is going to be able to be done at each research station. Now, they do say that you still have to go to Burgle for some stuff, so I don't know if that's going to be like story-driven quests or something. But you can see here we have science shops, so all the stuff that you want to buy, you can just do it at a research station. The Burgle quests, they go into that, and then the molar infusion upgrade. So we'll go ahead and let them play this through here.
So having run all the way back to Burgle, get all your upgrades or purchase new blueprints, you can just do it at any science station, anytime.
So I looked through here too, and I didn't see anything different.
It's way more convenient.
But the quests here, I looked for this too, and you can see Explorer quests and Artificer quests. So kind of the same things. I'm hoping that we get some different quests, some updated quests. But so far right now, it doesn't look that way. And again, it's all the same stuff for the milk molars. They said they've talked about changing up what you can upgrade in terms of milk molars and everything in the future. But for this update, it looks like we're just going to have the same stuff.
Talk to Burgle sometimes. He gets lonely.
Yeah.
And then right here where you can take all for the sap catchers, which is really nice for people. So then I think they go over to the hedge and they do the mixer over here, which is the same thing, but they lose this one where the insects actually
Sake of time, I'm just gonna
destroy
Just me,
the mixer there.
Brian Mac.
So that's where we are right there. Mithridatism 1 of 3. So that's what I was saying. It looks like they're going to have different phases of Mithridatism. And then here's where the wolf spider is jumping across the logs here.
Yeah.
See that? And I wanted to point out a few things over here that I noticed. If you look in the background a little bit. So once we get on top, so that area that I've looked at before, that's kind of north of the hedge, east against the wall over there. If we can see it here. Over in this area where it was just like a bunch of water, it looks like there's a fountain over there now. Similar to the pagoda that's in the pond. It looks like something over there. You can see it right there. So it looks like there's another area over there. Again, this could just be because it's in their world, but something that we might get as well, because they did mention there's going to be changes in the upper yard.
And I'm sorry for the arachnophobes in the audience.
And you try to see some different stuff up there. It looks like there's something else up there too that's pink.
Well, see ya.
So once we get into the PTS, hopefully this week, you see that there looks like there's something big over here too. But it looks like there's another pagoda or a fountain or something over here. And then there's something here, obviously.
Oh shit!
And then you see what's over here. It looks like there's another hedge over here. And again, we've seen this in some of the trailers before, so I'm not saying that this is coming in this update, but it may because they have mentioned upper yard changes. And you can see slightly right there, if I can go back just a little bit. You can see right up here too. This is that upper area of the hedge. So it looks like there's another hedge here, but this is that upper yard. Looks like we've got a bunch of bushes over here too. They kind of look like vines or thorns or something like that. So it looks like, at least in the future, I know this is stuff they're working on and it might not be in this update, but just these little things that you point out here. And earlier I noticed too, what I was trying to say is that it looks like there's some cinder blocks or something over by the shed off to the right side. Can't really see them, trying to see what they have going on here. It's a little difficult. And again, I'll link the stream in the description, so you guys can go check it out if you want and kind of pick out through other things that I may have missed. And I think that's pretty much it, because then they're going to jump into questions and stuff. But they said it's not just wolf spiders they're going to be jumping. It's not just spiders in general. They mentioned ants, ladybugs, all kinds of stuff like that. So, and they said it's going to happen in your bases too. So if you don't have a built-up base, then you might want to start thinking about that. But they're ending their stream here, so we're going to go ahead and head in the video. That's just some little Easter eggs that I found, a little bit of a breakdown, like armor upgrades and stuff like that. A little bit more of an in-depth look. So, but that's all we got for this video. Let me guys know in the comments down below if you picked up anything else that I may have missed. Go ahead and let me know. So also make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're getting back into Grounded. We've got the update hopefully coming out soon, with the PTS dropping next week, maybe. So go ahead and join the Discord. There'll be a link in the description for that as well. And with that being said, take care of yourself, everybody. Take care of each other. And as always, stay original, my friends. We'll see you in the next video. Later.